check. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
WB6JNC, course hold.
WA6AAJ, WA6AAJ, AA6S, over.
Okay, 6 Mike, Italy.
I'll hang out for the good, absolutely.
Hi, John.
Got nothing else to do.
Hey, Aaron.
I don't know if you're hearing John down there in the high desert. I can hear him on Mike's radio.
Yeah, just faintly.
Yeah, I don't think he's pointed this direction. Well, the 10 gig dish showed up at Marcus's house, but too late for me to go get it tonight, so I'll go get it later in the week.
No problem. I've got mine all set up and working and ready to be transported. It's quite portable.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you can go set up at the end of my street or something. You might get some looks from my neighbors.
Whenever you're ready to test, I'll be ready.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta wait for coax so I can link up everything. So it, might not be till next week, but yeah, it'd be good to mess around with it.
I've got some if you need it.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta look at the shipping time on the stuff I ordered, and I wouldn't have time till this weekend anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I have some short patch cords, SMA to SMA, and I got everything you need.
Okay. Yep. I'll let you know after I get the antenna, and then yeah, we can play around with stuff.
Right. Yeah, get it racked up. I've even got spare antennas.
Well, I'll have enough antennas for the upper stuff, so that won't be a problem. I just can't plug them in at the moment.
All righty. When you're ready, I'm ready. I ordered all those cords that I need.
Hi, John and Aaron, AA6S.
Hey, Bill. K6MI, 711.
Yeah, I got a 10-foot dish if you need one.
Oh, my goodness. I got a 10-meter dish if you need one.
You need about 100 yards of concrete for that guy. Why don't you put a 10-meter dish up in your backyard there, Aaron?
Yeah, I don't think that stuff would fit in my car.
Just see what your neighbors would say. I hear Mikey in there, AA6S 800.
We got you, Bill. We got Bill. We got 1079 in Brittany. And we've got John. Good evening, John. K6MI. And somebody else that I haven't heard the voice yet.
WB6JNP.
Okay. Good evening, Dane. Good to hear you. 107. How are you doing up there in Course today?
We are doing fine. Nothing new to report.
Okay. That's exciting. I've got the antenna pointed down toward KB6RQU, and on the outside chance N6SWR pops in, we will get him as well. But I got on here earlier just when I lit everything up, got everything running, and I called KB6RQU thinking that maybe he was in the shack getting ready for tonight, but he didn't come back to me.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
There's 982. Good evening, Darrell. You did come back to me.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
And KJ6TY01009.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron. We haven't heard you for a week or so, I guess. Well, just missed a few, I guess, but no worries. Good to hear you. Everybody's good sound signals in here. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, yeah, I'm in and out and all about, Got to try to do it all.
Yep. Were you able to watch any of the inauguration while you were driving, or what?
I happened to be off that day, so yeah, I got to watch it all.
Yeah, that was good. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just getting organized with the heater on, and I just stepped away from the dinner table, so I'm still burping.
Is it 4:32 tomorrow night?
9704.
Who was that last one?
704, KK6ZKE.
Thought it was somebody else in there. Very good. Good evening, Terry. Good to hear you. 704. And I assume you're got a smile on your face as well.
Oh yeah, big one. That was really something.
Alrighty, let's see, who am I missing here? I missed somebody. I didn't get back to you. Anyway, Aaron, good evening to you. And Frank was here. He had the computer, I guess, ready. It's here, but he didn't get a chance to hook it up. He kind of hurt himself at the last of the day when he was going to come out here. And stepped in a hole and kind of wrenched his back and scraped his arm up a little bit. So he went home after that. But otherwise, everything's. I think the computer's fixed and ready to come back and then be functional next week. So there you go. And then let's see what else. We did a lot of removed all my old solar panels, and we're about ready to start putting the new ones on. He's got a couple on. And we're waiting for some bolts to come in. They should be here tonight. Matt should have brought them home from the plant, so we couldn't bolt anything up tight until we had the right length bolts. So these panels are thinner. We got 70 or 80 long bolts, but the thinner panels, the long bolts are so long that we run out of the threads before things get tight. So that kind of held him up a little bit, tightening everything in place. Anyway, by the end of tomorrow, we might even have some solar panels back online again. I've been kind of running mostly on PG&E. We've been charging with a few panels laid on the ground off to the side, but I'm pretty sure I'm not getting the batteries up very good. So we're anxious to get the full load on again. We'll have 12,000, 14,000 watts when we're all done here, coming out of that panel where it used to be 6,000 or 7,000. So it's going to be a big difference. Anyway, looking forward to that. Okay, let's see. Is WA6AAJ in here? Did I miss you, Mike?
Yep, just got here. WA6AAJ727.
I thought I heard you come in through the door there.
Yep, that was me.
Okay, and you're okay, right? You guys left pretty quick the other night after you worked Ralph on 1296, but that's okay. We didn't have anybody much up to the north anyway. I thought we might have Daniel on there. Daniel worked me in the contest on 1296, but it must have been really temporary. He must have had the antenna in the front yard or something, because he wasn't on last night, which means he probably didn't want to climb on the roof and put it back up there with the weather as it is. They still got cold, icy winters and wet roofs and stuff. They're below freezing a lot of the time up there right now. Anyway, so you didn't miss much. Hi. Anyway, anything else new in your world? And then we'll take another standby and see who else is in here. WA6AAJ in the group, K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, beaming south.
Nothing really new. I just stuck around. I beamed over to the Bay Area, and I couldn't hear anybody. I heard PQL barely, and it was just terrible conditions for me going that way over.
Yeah. Conditions were poor. I couldn't even get 100% copy on PQL. He would fade up and down. He'd come on real strong, and they'd just fade right out. Part of that is he was moving the antenna so he could hear other people. So it wasn't all the band, but it was a lot of it. The only guy that's always stable from over there is KB6BA. He must have a very good spot, and he doesn't seem to have any multipath or any up and down fades. He's always consistent. But I worked on most of the guys over there, and we did get our friend from Italy, KT2G. Finally, he's been away for about a month on various tours. He does business in Europe, and he attended a couple of business conventions, et cetera, But he was back, and that was good to hear. Mark with his 10 watts from Los Altos, he pounds in here. Can you believe that on 1296? Anyway, that's what happened last night. Thanks, Mike. And Bill, you're quietly not quiet down there. You're going to try and see if we can get Ron in here. I haven't heard Ron now for 2 weeks. He hasn't been on any of the other nets, and I can't hear him on 1296, so maybe we can get him in here. Let me just take one more standby, and we'll turn it to you, and you can have comment or two up this way and then swing over and see if we can get Ron in here.
5 DTU 712 is here.
Hi, Kerry. Good to hear you. Good strong signal up here, KC5 DTU. Very good. And the saga continues, doesn't it?
That's affirmative, but it's only getting better.
Yeah, I like the complete closure and the flipping of the switch on the DAEI occurred at 5 o'clock East Coast time. That was the best thing that could have happened today.
Roger that. Well, I tell you, boy, that the FAA and the other agencies there that were suffering, putting people in that were not qualified, boy, I tell you, it's good to see that.
Yeah, the last place you want is a good unqualified DEI person in there running your airplanes around the air, keeping them from crashing into each other and the two people landing on the same strip at the same time. That's not always good. So it's nice to have DEI out of the FAA and the flight control areas and all that sort of thing. Very good.
KM6SRR, number 432.
There he is. Hi, Rob. You just walk in?
No, I've been waiting for my turn here, but there's been a lot of traffic going on. Anyway, say good evening to Kerry and Mike and Bill and let's see, who else do we have here? John and Aaron, Dane, Daryl, Ron, and Terry.
You got them pretty much all in there.
Yep, I'm done. Go ahead.
Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Kerry.
Hi, Rob.
Is that John?
Yes, Ron.
Yep.
Hey, Rob.
TYO, the only guy we're missing, and I think he works on this evening. I think he's still at work. That's Adam, KE6VON. Anyway, let me yell for Rick down there in Lake Isabella and see if he's going to ever come out of his New Year's lethargy there. KB6RQU, KB6 Radio Queen United, Lake Isabella, or anybody in the Los Angeles area that wants to come in and sign into the Northern California Bozo Net, K6MYC, calling and standing by.
K6MYC, KG6USS, High Desert, looking for chickens for the southern Bozo Net.
Okay, yeah, you're booming in. You're really pounding through. KG6USS. Good evening, John, and maybe some others will want to say hello to you down there and check in with their numbers here. Booming signal here. Got your 831, and we'll take a standby and see who else wants to call you. Anybody else for John? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hi, John. KG6USS, KM6SR, number 432, over.
Hey, Rob, how you doing tonight? Good signal as always. Good to have you on the net tonight. All right, we got you logged in, brother.
Thank you. Yep, you're good and strong as usual also. Hey, I hear they got another fire going on down there about Castaic Lake, so I hope that's a ways away from you, over.
Oh, yeah, that's over on the Grapevine there. I've got, I work freight. I'm a freight broker, so I've got trucks that are coming both directions, north and south, and they're having to take other alternative routes there through Tehachapi and over to the coast there. So, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, roger on that. I hear some of them are having to go 58 over to, I don't know, it's a 14 or something through Lancaster and go around it that way, over.
Yeah, I'm telling my guys not to even come through 14 because it's closed, at the 5 there. So I'm telling them they're having to come all the way over my way and back into LA. Yeah, it's going to be a long night for all these guys.
Roger. Okay, anybody else for John? Go ahead.
AA6S, John. KG6USS. AA6S. Number number 800, John, over.
Yeah, Roger on the 800 there, AA6S. Gotcha. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. And you got a good strong signal tonight.
QSL. Roger on the good strong signal. You're Q5 here. Anyway, back to net there. Oh, one thing, Mikey, I did work Ron last night on 1296. I did work, I don't know, John, I don't think Mike relayed that, but I did work John on 1296 on Tuesday. Back to you there. K6MYC, AA6S, over.
You said John, but you mean Ron, W6QUI. You did work on 1296?
Yeah, I worked Ron. Yeah, I probably screwed it up because I'm talking to John here. Yeah, Ron on 1296.
Okay.
Mike.
Very good. Rob, add 1055 to your list for last night if you can do it. Judy hasn't completed it yet. She got behind on stuff today. But add 1055 there, Rob, over.
Okay, I will. Yep, I already got it on there. And I think I heard our John here, K6MI, trying to talk to John in the high desert. Go ahead.
Go ahead, John. K6MI, go.
Yeah, John, K6 Mike Italy, Kilo 6 Mike Italy, 711. Go ahead.
That's KG6USS down here in the high desert, Bozo 831. Anybody else want to check in for the Southern California Bozo Net up there in the Central Valley or on the coast? KG6USS, go ahead.
Go again, John.
Okay, K6 Mike Italy, Kilo 6 Mike Italy, Delta Mike 06, and number 711. You're fading a little QSB. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get in there on that side there. All right, I'll take a standby. This is KG6USS out here in the high desert, Bozo 831. We'll go back to net.
Okay, you've got 711, John, KG6USS, K6MYC. That was John, K6, Mexico, Italy. You've worked him before, but you were taking a fade just about the time he turned it down to you there. 711 from up here. Go ahead. Copy, John.
I might have doubled Mike. Sounds like he's turned his antenna the other way.
I can hear Pat.
Yeah, PMD is trying to get check-ins there. I'll stand off. KG6USS up here in the high desert, Bozo 831.
Okay, 831. Listen, and we've got 711 up here. That's the only one you missed up here. 711. Check John in for you. KG6USS. Go over to you, Pat. W6 Papa Mike Delta 58. K6MYC Bozo 47. Pat's not pointed this way. All right, 7-3, John. We'll let you go. I think we got most everybody through there.
All right, Mike. Hey, thanks for checking in with me, and I appreciate it. We'll get you logged in on my side, and you have a good evening. KG6USS, Bozo 831, 7-3.
7-3. Okay, one more call. KB6RQU. Rick, are you here? Okay, nothing heard from Rick. Bill, go over toward QUI and see if we can raise him. I'll go that way as well.
Roger. A6S, QSY.
K6QUI, Ron, K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Missing again.
W6QUI, W6QUI, A6S, over. Mikey, AA6S.
Yeah.
226 is here.
226, good evening, Ken. Say hello to the gang here, over.
Yeah, hi. You heard Bill in there loud and clear. And I'm turned down south towards QUI, but nothing. Haven't heard him in a while.
Well, apparently he checked in last night on 1296, but he hasn't been on 2 meters for about 3 weeks now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. He was on 1296 anyway. He's somewhere. Okay. And good evening to Bill there. All right. I'll be here until 10 meters coming up in a few minutes, and then I'll be back. WA60IB.
Yeah, hi, Ken, AA6S.
Sounded good down there, Bill.
QSL.
All right. Anybody else before we go from here to Santa Cruz? Nothing else down this way? K6MYC and the Bozo Net rotating towards Santa Cruz.
Hey, good evening, Ken. WA6OIB, KM6SR. And Mike, we haven't heard Eric over there in Tascadero either, have we?
No, he hasn't come on, but he wasn't that regular before anyway until he drove to the hill.
Guess it's too cold to drive to the hill now.
Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Ken.
Okay. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, I think I'm pointed sort of that way. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC. Well, maybe I'm not up there. Where's this thing pointing?
You're pointed close enough there, Mike. K6MYC, KW6S, 610. And it sounds like you're getting a little feedback there.
Well, when I lean in toward the radio, I get a little feedback. I don't know how that occurs, but it does. But it's not unpreventable. I just had the microphone up against my chest, and I was leaning to see what the readout was. Good evening, Tom. Good to hear you. Booming signal. We got a couple here up this way that might want to say hello to you. So you take it and turn it to, I think Ken's in here first, and we got AA6S and maybe some others. Over.
Very good. WA6OIB, KW6S, Charlie Mike 96.
Ken, are you still here?
Yeah, John's in there. You don't hear John? I didn't want to cover John up.
Couldn't hear him.
Yeah, good evening over there, Tom. WA6OIB here. MI was in there, too.
Oh, wow. He's a local there for you. I don't hear him too often anymore. Yeah, things are going great here in Santa Cruz. How are things going over in the valley?
Yeah, Mike is, K6MI checking in remote from DMO5. Hello, K6MI. Okay. All right. Pretty good, Tom. Just had my John at the hill today and took care of a bunch of stuff up there and worked on the club repeater a bit and this and that. So busy over here.
I realize I don't get around much anymore. I don't get out. I'm either at home or just don't travel as much. I probably shouldn't have got the new Jeep. It's only got a few thousand miles, and I was putting that much a month when I was making all the trips to Fresno.
Well, yeah, for sure. When you commute back and forth to Fresno from there, yeah, you'll put the mileage on. Okay, very good. Good to hear you. And have a great the rest of the week. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, who else for Tom? Anybody else? How about you, Bill? You want to say hello to Tom? AA6S. Where'd you go, Bill? Okay. Anybody else for Tom before we let him go?
Yeah, I'll talk to him, Mike. How you doing, Tom? KW6S. This is KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Yeah, good to hear you there, Rob. You're extra strong on this band. Some of the others, well, I don't know where you had your antennas pointed, but a lot of times I can just barely make you out there. But you seem to be one of the regular faithful participants here. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Yeah, Tom, this is my better band, so I know where the antenna's aimed, and I've got kilowatt going out your way. The other ones, I got issues with their antenna and no power.
Oh, okay. Well, I think the antenna is probably more important than the power, so, yeah, to miss out on both is kind of tough.
Yep. Anyway, good to hear you. Okay, thanks, Mike.
It's coming up on 10-meter time. Maybe everybody went over to 10 meters. Anybody else for Tom? And we should take a standby and see if Lee is back. I guess Lee was not bothered by the fire there at Moss Landing, but he was also busy working on his shop and stuff. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Lee, are you there tonight?
Roger, Roger, K6MYC from AF6 United. I am here. And no, I wasn't particularly bothered by the fire, although the smoke was blowing right at us, and we're probably like 3 to 5 miles away from where the fire actually was located, and yet the smoke was all up about 1,000 feet, and the first night on the if we were outside, we could smell a tiny bit of unusual odor, but nothing that was overwhelming. And as long as we were inside, everything seemed to be fine. And after that, the following morning, everything just seemed to be pretty much settled down. So that seems to be what everybody is talking about around here, though. So we'll see what happens when they start measuring, contaminants in the soil and the water and all that kind of stuff. Back to you, Mike.
Stuff that they shouldn't have to mess with because it shouldn't happen in the first place. Just like the LA fires. I got to make one comment about the LA fires. And nobody's commenting on it, but I've heard 3 or 4 reports from different sources that there may be some DEWs being used. That's a directive electronic weapon. That's a laser. And we have a feeling that some of those fires, that a new one that just started, and they couldn't find anybody that started it. It just popped up out of nowhere in the middle of a field, I think. It was very odd. And that's what could be easily done from space with a DEW. So I'm suspecting that they're still lighting them up. I don't know who's doing that, if it is in fact being perpetrated by somebody. But boy, they're sure keeping them busy down there. Anyway, just a thought. I don't think your fire was caused by that. I think that was just low maintenance or lack of maintenance, or something went wrong in the detection circuit in the lithium battery system there. But they had so many of them. I think the fire is still burning there, if I'm not mistaken. They can't put it out. They just have to let it burn itself out, which is $1 zillion worth of lithium's going up in smoke, huh? AF6 United, and then you can turn it back to Tom, K6MYC.
Roger, Roger. Yeah. From what I understand, everything is pretty much out there. The batteries pretty much burned themselves out, and from everything that I kind of half know about the batteries and have read about them and whatnot, I suspect that what really happened was that there was an internal short on one of the batteries, and that almost immediately causes it to go into thermal overload or thermal runaway, I guess it is. And so once one of those batteries starts to go up, any fire suppression system, that well, it's actually not a fire suppression system. It's a thermal reduction system where they circulate water and that sort of thing to keep the battery temperatures down. That just goes out the window. And once you get one of those short circuits inside of the battery, that's the end. That's what causes the thermal runaway, and it triggers thermal runaways in all of the nearby batteries, all of the batteries within the pack, and you can imagine how that just transfers from one cell to another. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents worth on that, and I don't know anything about the laser targeting systems or anything like that. So we'll just have to see what finally shakes out. Anyway, so I will say 7-3 to everybody, and wondering if Judy is ever going to get to WJ6UDY or actually W6JUD. Both call signs are available, so whenever she's ready, they're out there and waiting for her. Anyway, I'll turn it back to you, Mike. Or actually, I'll go to Tom, as you suggested. KW6S from Alpha Foxtrot 6 United.
Oh, very good, Lee. Yeah, not too much going on here. We never got any smoke or anything coming from the fire that we could identify. We do have a neighbor that burns trash in her fireplace, I think, and which gives some odd smoke, odd smells once in a while, but it's been pretty nice there. Kind of cool, but warm if you can get out in the sun, but not necessarily in my garage on my bench number 2. Anyway, turn it back to you, Mike, and catch you tomorrow night on 432. AF6 United, K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, okay. Well, I could add maybe one thing to your comment, Sarah Lee, about the fire suppression mode and the battery cooling done with water. They probably could think of something better than water to use, because water is terrible. If it leaks into the batteries, it makes the fire even worse. Now, I understood that the water was also being used to spray the batteries or keep them cool, or spray them and put the fire out, but that's a no-no. What they should have is a big load of sand over the batteries. And the other thing, seems like this runaway situation, if they separated the batteries a little bit, there must be a distance they could keep these batteries apart where they wouldn't transfer the fire from one to the next like they're doing. And at least they wouldn't lose all of them. At least they could break them into 10 groups or something and burn out one of the 10 groups. But if they have to pack them tight, that would leave 10 gaps instead of however 100 gaps or 1,000 gaps of all the 10,000 batteries they had. But it seems like they could do a little better job of planning for that fire, which seems to be actually every one of the facilities that has these batteries has had at least one fire, and some of the others were stopped quicker. And maybe they did a better job of positioning the batteries or getting sand or something to quell and smolder and smother the fire is what they have to do. It still needs oxygen, I think, to burn. Oxygen or water or something else, but when you smother it with sand, it can't. It just burns internally, and it's done. It doesn't get all that hot, apparently. I don't know, but you can put it out with sand or dirt or something like that. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not an expert by any means. I just know what I've been hearing about how it was done, and it seemed like they could have break these batteries apart a little bit more so they're not all packed up and you don't burn all 10,000 of them at the same time. So much for that. Anybody else for Tom before we go on into the Bay Area? K6MYC. All quiet in the restaurant front. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on 432, Lee. Nice to hear you back. Sorry we missed you in the contest. F6 United, KW6S, K6MYC going toward Cupertino.
AB6 WFC 775.
Okay, we'll take 775 on the other end up there in Daly City. Go ahead, Mike. Take one over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the group. KB6WFC here in Daly City. Nothing new to report other than it gets very, very cold in the morning, about 40, 36 degrees, something like that. And other than that, it's still clear. Where's the rain?
Oh, you got rain?
No, I'm asking you, where's the rain?
I'm sorry, I'm missing something. You said something about rain?
Oh, you don't know that word. Yeah, the water that comes out of the sky.
Well, we haven't had any rain. It's supposed to rain maybe. I think right now the latest word we're hearing is 40% chance of rain on Saturday and a 60% chance on Sunday. Now at 60%, we're getting to the point where we're going to have at least 2 drops come down, maybe more. So that's a good sign. So we may get some rain by Sunday. Got our fingers crossed and we are bone dry. I haven't had a drop of rain for over a month. So there you go. Wait. Back to you, and we'll see who else is up that way. K6MYC, go ahead.
Yeah, well, get your cups out to catch those 2 drops. Thank you, Mike. Have a good evening. K6MYC, KB6WSC.
Yeah, I wish we could get a path like this for 1296. We just can't seem to make this southern path work. I'm still pointed toward Watsonville. So you're sneaking down the coast and then over that way, and I don't know why we can't make that work on 1296. Anyway, thanks, Mike. Good to hear you. QRZ, the Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WB6JNN.
Okay, big signal from you, Jim. Take one. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
well,
surprised.
We didn't have any rain, but it was 32 this morning, so it was cold. And got up to 67 this afternoon. I had looked at one point, and it was 67, and the cats were outside, so they must have thought it was nice, too. No airplane flying today. By the time I really woke up myself and was thinking about going out, the wind had come up, so I didn't fly any planes today. And let's see what else is going on. Well, I've got a telescope out in the backyard taking pictures of the Northern Trifid Nebula, WB6JNN.
Can you, is this part where the 6 planets are lined up?
No, that's clear across the sky. That'd be very hard to capture that on film. But no, this is a nebula that's in the sky.
Okay. And this is a new telescope. I think you said you just got it going, didn't you?
Well, I've had it for a little while now, but it's a what they call a smart telescope. It takes pictures of the sky, stacks them up so you can see the really weak stuff. It's not good for planets necessarily. You can see some of the bands on Jupiter. That's about it. And you can see the phase of Venus, but it's a very small image. But on the nebula that's out there and the galaxies and stuff, I get good pictures of those. WB6JNN.
Yeah, if you had a bigger telescope, maybe you can get pictures of those Venusians waving at you, over.
No, I don't think so. If they haven't waved at the things we sent to Mars, then they probably won't wave at me.
Maybe the news hasn't reached them. All right. Thanks, Jim. Good to hear you. I heard another voice underneath there, with you there. Who was the other one? K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net.
W6PQL. I didn't have the amplifier on, so I kind of goofed there, but I'm really tired tonight. So I'm going to make this short and hit the sack early. I was up all night. Today was colonoscopy day, and you know what happens the night before. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Well, sooner or later you get old like me, and they'll tell you to go home and never come back again.
Well, they think I'm going to live a little longer.
Yeah, well, I got that word a long time ago. They said, don't have to come back. You're going to die when we can't do anything for you anymore, over.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Well, at least I don't have to go through that all-night thing. Not fun. All right, you take care, and please continue to share all those medical details with us. We're excited to hear about it. I can tell you lots of stories, but they're not meant for streaming, over.
Yeah, there's nothing so pleasant to talk about than a colonoscopy, right?
Yeah, what fun. All right, take care. And maybe you can stick around long enough to see if there's anybody that I'm not hearing. We did get K22G in here. Mark was in here last night. We might have Mark in here tonight again. I still haven't heard Ed. Only the one transmission when he got back from Panama. And he's been around, but we've been missing him. And we're looking for KB6BA and a few others that are could be in here. AB6SR, we haven't heard for a long time. So we'll stand by and see who else is in the Bay Area for checking in here. Even KD6SOK could buck the noise and try it. K6MYC Bozo Net.
WB6WNI.
And I'm sorry I forgot you, Gary. You're such a newcomer, you know, in terms of the other guys. All the other guys have been working for years, and so I tend to forget to put you in the list there. I should, though, because you're probably as consistent as anybody now. Good signal, good to hear you, good to work you the other night on the contest.
Oh, the contest was wonderful. We actually had a few people turn out over here. Even QFO joined us down here, and it was lots of fun. And you know, it's telling Mike, QFO Mike, that it was fun listening to a pile-up on 432.1. So I've never heard that before, and I said I've lived long enough to hear it. So I had a lot of fun in the contest. So back to you, Mike, K6MYC from WB6WNI.
Yeah, well, the June contest, it was famous for that. You could be on 144-200. Sometimes it'd take you 5 or 10 minutes to get a contact because there'd be so many people talking. We used to have a couple of guys. One guy had a Swan amplifier. Swans are brutal for cross-mod and distortion. And he had, you know, big station, big, but he'd be on. It would absolutely wipe out 10 or 15 kilohertz of the band at around 144-200 whenever he was on. So there was a lot of that. We don't seem to have that much interference anymore, but I mean, you could work, you know, you'd put 60 to 100 people in the log on 2 meters every contest. Over.
Well, very good. I'm familiar with the Swan. I actually owned a Swan 350 for a while, and yes, they had a lot of cute nicknames to them. Anyway, well, I'll pass it along, Mike. It's 73 to you, Judy, and the rest of the net. Here is WB6WNI. 73, Mike.
Okay, 73, Gary, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow night. I think you've got the antenna now positioned so that your last time on 432 was pretty darn good. Thanks much, 73. KE6MYC, QRZ Bay Area. We're missing a whole bunch of people. Come on, guys.
KM6SR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, were you just talking to Gary, WNI?
Yes, I was. 1090.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure you said Gary, but it could be more than one. And before him, you didn't give any call signs. I didn't know who you were talking to there.
JNN 285.
Okay, got him. Thank you.
Okay. And PQL, of course, you heard him.
No, I didn't. I got him too.
Okay, I didn't write PQL down. Now you naughty. It's because he didn't give me his number. Okay. Now I got 1296 written down there. One more call for the Bay Area. We're looking for Jerry or Jimmy. KF6QCH. We haven't heard Jimmy now for about a month. I don't know what happened to Jimmy. KB6BA, where are you, Oliver? KT2G. Maybe we'll get KT2G. He's always a late comer. Maybe we'll get him on late checks and missed on the way back through the Bay Area after I get done with Nevada. So here we go. We'll go on up to Oakley and that way, and we'll come back to the Bay Area for all those missing folks, AB6SR and so on.
Golf Yankee.
We'll take you. I'm not pointed at you yet, Phil, but we'll take it. 884 Golf Yankee. Make one. Go ahead.
And thank you very much. And WB6GGY. And thank you for the check-in. And I hope you and Judy have a great day today. WB6GGY. We'll get out of your way there.
Yeah, well, we had a good day. I had a 2-hour phone conversation with the Valley Center for the Blind, and it was quite useful. That took a big chunk out of 11 to 1 in the daytime, so kind of screwed up any heavy-duty project that I might have gotten into, but it didn't break my heart. So I didn't really do much of anything today. Little cleanup here and there, and that was about it. Anyway, good to hear you, and I'm sorry this morning. I didn't even wake up until about 5 minutes after 9. I woke up and said to Judy, what time is it? She said, it's 5 after 9. I said, okay, so much for that.
Well, we'll try to catch you maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe I'll wake up earlier. I missed the sunrise, I guess. I must have been sleeping face down. Normally when the sun streams in the bedroom in the morning, it lights up one wall like a big orange square. It's about 6 feet square, and on a white or light-colored wall, it's really hard to miss. Even when your eyes closed, you can see it through your eyelids. But I was face down this morning, and I guess I didn't see it. Good enough, Phil. Good to hear you. Say hi to Barbara. WV6GGY, K6MYC, going to Oakley. N1PPP. Well, thank you for checking in directly. I don't know what's happened to Dennis the last couple of rounds. He's been missing, so you guys are going to have to start checking in directly. N1PPP. Do you also have Kent there, over? N1PPP. I have you, over. Give me some more chatter, more chatter, more chatter. I'll see if I can find a beam heading for you. Give me more chatter, Dave. More chatter, Dave. N1PPP, I need more chatter from you so I can get a peek on you. Go ahead. He's not coming out of the noise. Ken, over to you. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Temperature range 30 for a low and 64 for a high. Dinner was sauteed salmon, broccoli, onions, yellow squash, what did I say? Mushrooms? Yeah. And not a good day here. I didn't sleep well. I thought I was over the respiratory problem, but it's woke me up this morning. I only had about 3 hours sleep. So I was pretty non-functional today, except for being a couch potato and watching sports on TV. There's one problem I got to do. I have to recable all of my switching, manual switches, old B&W switches from 80 years ago, to distribute 6 and 10 meters to the appropriate radio. And I confused myself and didn't solve it a couple days ago when I tried. So if I get some sleep tonight, I might be able to figure it out tomorrow. Boy, getting old is just not good. N6RO.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry about the return of the ugly phlegm beastie, but hopefully you'll get a better night's rest tonight. And see, there was something else you said I was going to comment on. Oh, temperature and dinner. Are you on what we would call the Mediterranean diet?
Probably similar, but not strictly.
Okay, because it sounds like many of the meals you have with the fish and the broccoli and asparagus and all that, so it's typically what they call Mediterranean diet. My doctor's trying to get me to get on that, and I'm pretty much on that. You and I share a lot of similar dinners. Tonight we had a lot of lengua. We had tongue and broccoli and brown rice and camuli or whatever they go put in with the rice, and some nice slices of I got a mental blank on this. It's stupid. You know, the little prickly fruit that's about 2 inches in diameter, that's green and colorful inside over?
What's that called?
I can't bring up the name. It won't come up.
It won't come up here either. It's like cough.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. It's stupid. I want to say nectarine, but it's not. It's very common in other countries, particularly, and of course they've been growing it up around Redding big time lately because it's a wonderful crop. I have a friend whose brother has an orchard of it up there. Yeah, for God's sake, the name is just tickling by me. Anyway, they're a very, very nice palate refresher. So between the tongue, which is a little on the oily side, very tender and very wonderfully tasting, but that's an oily meat, you need a palate refresher. So these little circles or flats of discs of whatever it was were just perfect. They're a little tart, so they really clean up and give you a palate refresher. So a very nice meal. So that went well, and I think we probably had about the same temperatures. We didn't ever get into the 30s. I mean, we're in the 30s, but we're not in the 20s like you had the other day. That was a nasty one. We seemingly are banging around the mid-30s, mid to high 30s every morning. It's been pretty consistent for almost the last month, and a little less than 60 again today. It was tolerable outside, but not warm by any means. All right, let you go. Hopefully you'll feel better, and we'll see you tomorrow on 432. That's your really good band, although you're good here on 2 meters as well. And I'm glad you had fun in the contest there, and got a feel for how it all goes together. June is much more active. I don't think you were functional for the June contest last year, but the activity would be 3 times what we had. Over.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at what I did last June. But I'll hopefully be ready for it. Oh, by the way, you mentioned brown rice. I do that typically with any seafood that I do. Once in a while, I'll have a quarter of a head of corn. What do you call it? Yellow corn. Man, fishing for words is becoming a problem.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is you're speaking of.
Talk about, what was I talking about? Anyway, brown rice is on my menu.
Yeah, we have a lot of that as opposed to pure white rice. I think it's a little bit less carby. I'm trying to stay, they want me on a low-carb diet, so I'm trying to really reduce my carbs and eat more nuts. I had snacks while I was watching TV this evening or this afternoon was almonds, pretty basic almonds, just lightly salted, very, 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 very lightly salted almonds, and that was good. But it's not like good old Ruffles potato chip. I love the salt. Over.
Yeah, salt is makes things yummy. The brown rice I get is from Costco, and it's got quinoa in it, and it's my a staple in my rotating diet. Anyway, I'll let you run to Sacramento, and see you tomorrow in 6RO.
Okay, 7-3, and yeah, we've tried 2 or 3 different kinds of rice. We have a combination. It's brown rice and something, and but I don't know what the other one is. Judy read it to the doctor over the phone, and he didn't say plus or minus on it. He says it's carby. Stay away from it. But you got to have something. I don't enjoy it. I could do without it. The only way it tastes good to me if I smother it in the butter, which is not helping the matter. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow, Ken. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Still listening for N1PPP. Over, Dave? I still haven't got him. I heard him, but I don't know whether he's got Kent in there or not. N1PPP. N1 Papa Papa Papa, K6MYC. Dave, are you there? Oh, you've had poor propagation to him lately. He used to come roaring in there for a few minutes.
I use a lot of butter also.
Yeah, 756, okay. 756, go ahead, Darren.
Good evening, Mike. I figured you were nice and strong, so I said, just say hello. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756 for the check-in.
We got you. We got your check-in. Thanks much, and I'm pointed almost close to you there. I'm just at Clear Lake, which is just a few degrees more west from you. Anyway, good evening. Good to hear you. Hopefully things are well with you and you're getting caught off. I know you were kind of behind on projects there for a while. Over.
Oh, well, still behind, always trying to catch up, you know. It's the normal thing when it comes to work. What can I say? And I know, let's see, we got John, KR6MR, and KO6KD on frequency waiting for you. KJ6, KFB, let you continue.
Okay, very good. Well, I know how it is. The more harder you work, the more behinder you get. 7-3, Aaron, and thanks for checking in here. Good to hear you. KJ6 KFB, and up to you, Bill. KO6KD with a bump on the knob here. K6MYC.
Well, I don't know if you needed to bump it or not. You were coming in pretty good, almost an S9, and we'll see what happened now that you bumped it. A lot of times you go to make it better and it winds up making it worse. But anyway, good evening. And, yeah, boy, I'm sure sorry again. I was not around this morning. Well, you know, it's just tough getting out of bed. I mean, I don't get into it until so late at night, and then to try to get back out of it again, and it's cold in the house. And, you know, I don't know. One of these, whatever, I'm sorry. But anyway, number 776 is checking in, and good evening, and I guess I'll get out of the way.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, don't feel bad. I didn't get up either. I didn't wake up till 9:05, so I missed you. You missed me, and Phil missed both of us.
Oh, no.
Yep. So we'll try better. We'll try to do better tomorrow, but you know how it is. It's like you say, it's so warm in bed. I don't want to get up. This morning I was sleeping face down, so I missed the sunrise. We have bright sun, and it comes roaring into the bedroom, and I can tell what time it is by where it is on the wall. The higher on the wall, the earlier it is. And when it disappears, it's just about time to roll out of bed. But I was sleeping face down today, and I missed the whole show, and I didn't wake up until 9:15 almost. Anyway, good enough. We'll see you tomorrow on in the morning, or we'll see you tomorrow on 432, Bill. In the meantime, I'll see if I can hear KR6MR here. How about it, John? KR6MR or K6MYC?
Good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. KR6MR, Bozo 759. Go ahead.
Yeah, booming signal. I just put one little bump on the knob, and you were there. So we're doing good, and probably behind you are the guys in Redding. So I'll leave the antenna right here after I finish with you, and we'll yell out for Redding, Redding, Redding. Get ready, guys. Good to hear you, John. Strong signal here, as opposed to what we had to deal with on the contest weekend on 1296. Well, that was about as thin a contact as we possibly ever could have made, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge. Sorry I wasn't there last night. I was tied up with the birthday stuff.
No, that's okay. You gave the message to somebody, I think Darren or somebody said you weren't going to be on. I think either Bill or Darren told me, so I was not overwhelmed with grief over.
No, I posted it on live chat.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, Aaron told me about it. He said, I see John M.R. is going to be here tonight. He's got birthdays or something. Yeah, we got it.
It was a nice birthday. Everything did just fine.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the chat. That gives us a head up. We don't spend a lot of time yelling at somebody who's not paying any attention to the radio. Good enough. Let me go over the top of you here and see if we can get Redding in here. Redding, are you guys listening up there? We're missing Jerry lately. KD6 Sugar Whiskey or KO6HS, K6MYC Bozo Net. Go ahead. I think that must have been you, 145. I could hear the voice, but I couldn't even get a number. I'm going to put down 145 because I think I heard it, but boy, it was marginal, and it did not sound like you. But sometimes when the signals are very close to the ground or close to the bottom of the noise barrel, I don't recognize the voice. Let me see if Jerry is there. KO6HS. Is it any better for you, Jerry? KO6HS, K6MYC, over. Oh my goodness. I think I'm hearing you, but I can't even be sure of that. Listen, if you guys can stick around, maybe the band will come back a little bit in a minute. I'm going to go to Nevada real quickly. I'll go to Nevada, and then we'll come back and see if we can pull you through. But I'm writing you in here tentatively, so you're tentatively checked in unless I hear a confirmation that one or the other of you isn't there. So stand by if you can for a couple of minutes, guys. KO6, KD6SW, KO6HS. Stand by, K6MYC. Anybody else before I go to Nevada? Over.
Whiskey Alpha 6, let's call November Alpha 1013.
Okay, Whiskey Alpha 6 again.
Hotel November Alpha, Bozo 1013, Groveland.
Oh, 1013. Hi, Greg. You're very weak tonight. Must be the vertical polarity still fighting us here. 1013. We've got you. Good to hear. We'll be anxious to hear you when you get the horizontal antenna back up again. 1013. Got you checked in. I did talk to Phil a few minutes ago. He checked in quite early while I was still pointed toward the Bay Area. Back to you. Let's see if I can pull you out a little bit better here. I'll wiggle the antenna a little bit. WA6HNA, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, WA6HNA. And, yeah, you're sounding good up here. You're about F5 and coming in pretty well. All the solar panels are on the roof, and the conduits are all complete. I'm pretty much getting ready to have the county come out and do the inspection. And as soon as I get that behind me, antennas are back up. So back to you, Mike.
Yeah, well, you're making headway anyway. That's good. We're doing a big change over here, too. I took my old array of 42 panels, and Frank has disassembled that whole array. And taken the panels off the array or the stanchions, and now he's putting the new ones on. We just started getting a few new panels on there today, but nothing is hooked up yet. Where we were short some hardware that we had to get, but we should get that. Then I'll be on the air with twice the wattage output for the same area, and I'm excited about that. So there you go. We're making headway. So you sound like it won't be too long before you can put the horizontal back up there. Hi. Thanks for checking in and the update there, Greg. Good luck, and we'll talk to you probably Sunday night. Maybe even with a stronger signal. I got a little peek on you, so I got your Q5 anyway. WA6HNA, K6MYC, 73.
Okay, Mike, thanks for picking me up, and good luck with the folks up in Reading. K6NYC, WA6HNA, 73.
Roger. Anybody else before I go to Nevada, K6MYC? Missing KW6T, WA6LOL, AJ6 Queen Lima. Okay, we'll go to Nevada. Here we go. Nevada. There's Nevada. KD6BQ, Kilo Delta 6 Bravo Queen. Are you there, Richard?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Yeah, good. I got your 249, big, strong signal. Take one and tell me who else may be in here.
Well, actually, I haven't heard anybody tonight, but that doesn't mean Daniel's not here. And Larry may be here, although I haven't heard him on 220 FM, so we'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, it's 22 degrees up here. What do you got down there?
Well, I guess my temperature right now would probably be in the low 50s, high 40s, over.
Yeah, you want to trade?
No.
I just thought I'd ask. Anyway, might be good. Give a call for Daniel. He's probably out there.
Okay, I'll give it a try. Daniel, are you copying us here on 2 meters? KE6 UQL, KE7 UQL, sorry. Trying to drag you into California here. KE7 UQL, K6 MYC in the group, over.
Here is 272 KE7 UQL, over.
Yeah, gotcha, 272, thank you. And a good strong signal. I take it that I did not hear you at all last night on 1296, so you were not there, right?
Did not get put up for the weekend, over.
Yeah, I thought that might be the case. We did not hear you, but sometimes I didn't stick around a long time. But normally I don't have to wait too long for the fade to come up for you. Larry's the one that's tough on that band. All right, well, we got you. And again, thank you for your effort on the weekend there and getting on for the contest with all the bands there. It was great. I did look for you on 6 meters on Monday, and I didn't hear you there either, over.
Well, that one was taken down that day on 220, so I'll just have to work with what I have is 2 meters and 70 centimeters, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we'll see you on 70 centimeters tomorrow night. I'm sure that should be a slam dunk. So good enough. Thanks for calling in, and Richard said he thought you might be there, so that's good. I appreciate you being here. Let me just take a quick call and see if Fallon, Nevada is on. I haven't heard him for a long time. K7 SUN, K7 Sierra Uniform November, K6 MYC. Stan, are you there? Okay, nothing from Stan. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango. Are you there, Larry? K6 MYC, Bozo Net. No, Larry again. Okay. Go back to you, Richard, and you tie the knot in it, and we'll go back and see if I can get the Reading boys. I missed them tonight. They were very weak. I think they were in there. I thought I heard whispers of audio, but I really couldn't be sure. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. You were down in a fade for me, but it sounds like you're coming back up. So hopefully you're copying. So anyway, yeah, we had fun during the contest. We sure appreciate you getting on and stirring people up and giving us DMO7, which is not that common a grid. And I'm glad Larry made it to give us DMO8 because that's not a common grid either. So yeah, with Daniel and I and N7VAZ makes DMO9 a common grid because there's 3 of us. So anyway, we'll say 73. Don't know if you're copying or not because of the fade. So we'll say 73, and we'll look for you with our 8 watts on 432 tomorrow. K6MYC, KD6BQ in Nevada.
I find Richard coming up very strong at the end here, but I had solid copy. Listen, when you talk to N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, do you have any idea whether he's ever mentioned hearing me? Because I called in the contest. I heard him, and I could never get him to come back to me.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit. I've got to send him some emails and compare notes and see how he did. But he did mention that he had heard you a few times, but never could quite seem to connect, over.
Yeah, well, I heard him, and I called him about 6 times in a row here over a period of about 2 minutes. I kept trying different little headings because I wasn't sure where the best heading was, and I kept going back and forth, and he just never came back to me. I was hearing a few other light voices in there, but I don't think I was being covered up by too much QR, Mary. He should have detected something, which is just baffling to me. So anyway, maybe we could catch him one of these days. You got to get him on during the net time here so you can coordinate that he's in there. When he's on here, can you hear him?
Yes, I can hear him. I can hear him best when I'm pointing at him. He's much stronger on 6 meters than he is on 2. He's still working on getting his antennas up. I think he's only got 5 elements on 2. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we can catch him Monday or Sunday night on 2, but more than likely Monday on 6 meters. I think that's where I heard him. I think, but I'm not even sure where I heard him. But I heard him quite a few transmissions. He kept saying his call, and I kept calling it, and I just got nothing. Over.
Yeah, well, I think he also has an old receiver, and he wasn't. It probably doesn't have the best noise figure and stuff. And the area of Reno might be a bit more noisy environment radio-wise than it is here. Over.
Yeah, I heard that. By the way, did you hear that the new Treasury Department, the Treasury, U.S. Treasury, the headquarters are going to be moved to Nevada? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah, they're going to put it right there in your backyard. They're going to be in Reno.
Well, that's good. They ought to move it to Carson City. That way it can be in the state capital.
There you go. Well, I think there's a mint in Nevada there somewhere near you. Isn't there a mint?
Oh, yeah, the Carson City Mint is in Carson City. It's part of the Nevada State Museum there in Carson City. They have the mint. They have some of the old, what do you call them, stamping presses or whatever that they stamp out the coins. All that's there. Over.
Yeah, well, why is it being moved to Nevada? I don't know. I can only make a light conjecture. We are supposed to have 650 plane loads of gold that was brought back from the Vatican in 2018 and stored somewhere between Utah or somewhere, and some of it may be in Nevada, or it could be at the Fort Knox Mint or at the Fort Knox location. But I'm guessing that they've got some of it stored in the underground caverns that are left over from when we did all the underground atomic testing many years ago. Over.
Well, that could be too. There's some that's further south, closer to Las Vegas. But yeah, he might. I have no idea why they're moving it here, but I guess the only thing that comes to mind is to get it anywhere but Washington D.C. Over.
Yeah. Well, think about it. 650 plane loads of Vatican, all the money that went to the Vatican all over all these years for interest on the loan to the Fed that we were paying. Of course, the Fed is not part of the federal government, and the money is legitimately ours. And in 2018, I understand Trump had 650 military aircraft go over and get it back. And I've heard that now over and over from numbers of sources. So we are probably going to be back on the gold standard very soon. Over.
Well, that would be very interesting. That would definitely stabilize the value of the currency until they run out of gold anyway.
Yeah, so you can keep that in the back of your head when you hear them talk about stability and having money, and things are not going to be as tight as they were, and the digital money is not going to be, we may still do a lot of digital money, but we're going to be backed with something anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it from more than one source that that's exactly what happened, and I heard it again the other day after 6 months of hearing it 6 months ago. So 2018 is when the decree was done, and he was still in office. And I asked more detail on how it was accomplished, and apparently all our military people went under the ground in the caverns underneath the Vatican, and they got a lot of other stuff beside that. They brought back some interesting art stuff that was allowed to be taken, and some other things, but most of it was, can you imagine 650 military heavy-duty carrier aircrafts of gold? That's a couple of bucks worth. Over.
Yeah, I can imagine, because the C-5 type airplane will carry a lot of weight. I think they're over 1 million pound payload, but even the C-130s they'll carry a 150,000 pound payload.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold, my friend. So I think we're solvent, if you will. We're a corporation. We're not a republic, as you know. This country is a corporation. Done many years ago in 1871, I believe. And the corporation was bankrupt until we did that. So a lot of stories behind this. It's much more complex than that too. I don't know if you're following it, but this is what we're getting. We're getting it from multiple sources. So hopefully it's not a fallacy. 7-3, Richard. I'm going back and see if I can get the Reading boys, and then we'll carry on with finishing up the net here. KD6BQ. See you tomorrow night with your Smashing 8 or K6MYC. The Smashing 8.
Hi, Richard.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, that's an interesting story. I'm going to have to look into it a little bit, but because I hadn't heard that before, but it's very interesting and maybe a little hopeful, too. Anyway, 73, thanks for running the nets, and we'll look for you tomorrow night with the Smashing 8 watts on 432-100. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249 in Nevada, 73.
Good evening, Richard. How you doing up there?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. You're sounding pretty good about an S8 here. Good solid signal. WA60IB.
Yeah, you're good and loud here too, Ken. You're about S9 to me, so good strong signal over.
Yeah, have a good rest of the week. Take care.
7-3. Well, next year I'll be able to say 7-3 and I'll be 7-3, but not now. Anyway, have a good night. WA60IB, KD6BQ.
Good night. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, Mike, WA6LOL, Sonora.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Dave. 856, right?
856, yes. And you know, if they need a place to keep all that gold.
Well, I volunteered my 40 acres, too. I could dig a hole for some of it here, but I haven't heard back.
Yeah, I promised to sit on it and keep it warm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so, and also, I don't know if you got with Rob yet or if he's been up there. I didn't see you for the meeting there in Fresno. I was at the meeting, the last meeting, and so I gave Rob that power meter and the little calibration assembly that goes with it, and then the power cord, 3 pieces to give to you. So anyway, thank you very much. I got all the coax all squared away here.
Yeah, no, we got all that back. Thanks much. I'm glad hopefully it worked out for you.
Yeah, so anyway, boy, it's sunny up here today. Sunny. It was a little on the cool side. It wasn't blazing warm like summertime, but it was, the sun came out early in the morning, clear skies. It was really nice. It's going to be that way for the rest of the week. I think they were talking about a little bit of rain Saturday.
Yeah, we're talking about getting some rain here, 40% Saturday and 65% Sunday, so we got our fingers crossed that we'll get some water on the ground here. Boy, I'm dry. I've got the sprinklers turned back on in the front and backyard, and I've got to do some watering other places if we don't get some water soon, so it's terrible. I'm pointed back toward Reading, so let's see if we got any propagation to Reading. I couldn't tell whether the guys were in there or not, Dave, so hang on a second. And we'll finish up and let you have a word or two with Rob and Ken here. Reading, Charlie November 80. I wonder if it's any better now, guys. K6MYC standing by for KD6SW. Over.
Yes, it is more betterer. This is KD6 shortwave. Number 145. Good evening.
Well, world of difference, day and night here. Now you're like in the room with me, Rich. Great to hear you. It was just awful earlier. I could swear I heard a little whisper of a voice in there, but it was so far down I couldn't even get voice characteristics out of it. But you're booming now. Let's see if Ken's got you. Ken, are you hearing Rich?
I just hear every other word. It's still not very strong.
Oh, not good for you yet. Okay, well, it must be up at the upper level here, Rich. Let me see if Jerry, I thought I also heard Jerry in here. KO6HS, K6MYC.
Roger, KO6HS 230, sounding pretty good now, Mike. Heard you before, real good and clear, and then all of a sudden took that nasty dip and everything just went to hell in a handbasket. But we're out here over.
Yeah, well, we're losing you again. again, but I got 100% of that, Terry, but it's going down again, so we'll keep it short. Is it coming up for you, Ken?
I hear him a little bit better, but not much.
Okay, that was Jerry, KO6HS that time, but anyway, okay. It's very spotty, Jerry, but thank you very, very much for coming in and sticking around while I got back from Nevada there. 73, and thanks, guys. I'll shoot it back up to you, Rich, for your final. KD6SW, you might comment if you heard Ken in here, WA6OIB. He's just catching bits and pieces. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, well, you're back down again.
Back down in the mud.
Getting pretty good. He was up to about an S7 there, and then he went back down again. So anyway, have a good evening. That's about it from here. 86 Crossing West.
Okay, 7-3, back down in the mud again. Boy, that was quick. I guess it never did come up for you, Ken. Okay, Rob, do you have any comments for Dave?
Well, not much except for, how you doing, Dave? WA6LOL, KM6SRR.
Yeah, hi, Rob. KM6SRR, WA6OIB, K6MYC, WA6LOL, Sonora. Hello, Ken, Rob. Good to see you guys down there at the club meeting. And anyway, so yeah, just going along, working on that jet boat every day. Boy, redoing all the lights now, all the lighting, the side lighting. They had put reflectors in, and legally you're supposed to have lights on the sides, you know. So I'm redoing all that, and just kind of working from the top to the bottom, actually. So now I'm down in the dirt underneath that thing, working on stuff. So anyway, a lot of fun, full-time job. It's going to be fun getting it out on the lake here this spring. So anyway, you guys, back over to you there, Mike, and K6MYC, Bryant, WA6LOL, Sonora.
Okay, very good, Dave. Solid copy, of course, no problem. And fine on the boat and all. Past that point of my life, but I did a lot of that for a while, skiing and out. We had IOs, inboard, outboard engine type things, Volvo engines and ski boats, and did a lot of that. But then they got real picky about how close you could go to the shoreline, and in your case, it's going to be how noisy you are, and you can't do it, and you got to put your mufflers on it, exhaust underwater, and blah, blah, blah. And it took so much fun out of it for us that we just sold the boat and got out of it. The hell with it. Not having any fun anymore. They won't even let you get on the lake hardly. Let me see. I'm pointed back toward the Bay Area. Let me see if I have any late checks or missed. Late checks or missed, and then I can shoot it back to you, and you guys can wrap it up here, and I can get out of here and go back and finish my dinner. I did not quite complete my dinner. I'd like to do that, so I'm anxious to get out of here. Bay Area, late checks or missed, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
KT2G.
There he is. I thought I might catch you later. 860, what is it, 868?
863, you almost got that.
Yeah, 863. I knew when I said the second 8 it wasn't right. Okay, got it. Good to hear you, Mark. And booming signal on 2 meters. You make any changes?
Negative. It's just the bare bones 9700 with the antenna you sent over. Over.
Yeah, what was the antenna? I forgot.
It's a 7-element.
Oh, 7 elements. Well, that's a pretty good antenna. Of course, based on your location and how good you are on 1296, that's got to play good, and it certainly is. So that's doing well. Anybody else want to say hello to Mark there, KT2G in Los Altos? All quiet on the western front, so maybe it's just you and I and have this magic path, Mark. Anyway, thanks much for calling in, and hopefully we'll continue. Are you going to be home for a few weeks?
I'll be in and out, but yes, I should be in for a few days, yes.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, we'll keep an ear out for you. Always pleased I try to check in when you can here. I know it's a busy life. 73 KT2G in Los Altos, K6MYC. Anybody else for the Bozo Net in the Bay Area?
73, Mike.
73. area, Bay Area, AB6SR, KB6BA, WA6AXX, KF6QCH, K6BVP. A lot of people missing in the Bay Area. A lot of people missing in course gold tonight too. Although we've got four in course gold. I think we're tied with the Bay Area. That's pathetic, Bay Area people. You're pathetic. Okay. Guess that's it, Rob. Do you want to go down and see if you're going to get Eddie?
Okay. I thought you were going to have me finish up with Dave up there. I'm still pointing up there, so I didn't hear Mark.
You do that. I'll go down and call Eddie. You go ahead and finish with Dave, and I'll give Eddie a call here when you can take a break.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Mike. How you doing, Dave? You found that hole in the water into which you pour money, right?
Oh my God! It just keeps going on and on. You know, I've gotten past the, $300 and $400 deals, like starters and marine batteries and this and that, and then now I've gotten down to the, the $10 things and everything. But you get $10 things, that's $100 still. So yeah, it keeps on going. But I'm really kind of aware of it. I haven't really written it down. I think if I wrote it down, I'd fall out of my chair. There just isn't any way to buy a boat and do anything to it at all and sell it and make any money. I mean, there just isn't any way. The only way you can do it is buy something that doesn't need anything done and flip it. Then you're going to make money, but to get rid of it real fast before something happens. So, but yeah, it'll be fun to get that out there and get it out on the water, and just knowing that everything, I pumped all the oil out through the dipstick and put it back in. It's got, those big block motors have the big 10-quart oil things, so they don't starve for oil when you get out zooming on the lake and get up in that 30-degree position, So yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's a fun project. When I get done with this, then I'll turn around and work on my boat, my regular boat, my Sea-Doo twin jet. So Cam6SRR WA6LO.
Let me just give Eddie a quick call. KE6, is it KE6BK? KE6 Bravo Kilo. KE6BK. Eddie, are you on frequency for the net tonight? K6MYC Bozo Net, over. Okay, nothing heard, Rob. Good evening to you, Dave. I'm going to get out of here and get back where it's warm. Dave, 7373 to you, Rob and Aaron. Good evening, and Ken, if you're still in the background, 73, we'll see you tomorrow night on 432, guys. I'm gone. K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Good night. Take care. WA6OIB still out here in the shop monitoring.
Roger, 73.
Good night. Hey, Mike, do you have a count?
No, I can't count. Judy's in the house. I left her in with the boys.
Okay, well, I've got the last 4 nets waiting for her to send them on to the Bozo nets.
I'll have her get in touch with you probably tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you. And 73 is K6MYC, KM6SR.
She was complaining to me that she was behind today. She wants to catch up, so I think she wants to do that in the morning. 73. Good night, Aaron.
Good night, Mike. K6USY.
Good night, Rob. And good night, Aaron. WA6OIB.
Oh, I'm not going to bed just yet. K6USY.
Well, I realize that. I'm not either, but I don't go to bed till 2 to 3 o'clock, so I'll be here quite a while. WA6OIB in the shop.